have is 2010 Form B, question number 1. This is a calculator problem. If I was to say on the 3 of these, this one has to happen in the serious 5 to 7 minute range. I mean, if there's one this easy on the test, you've got to fly for it. That's all there is to it. So, they give a figure, they give a line of y equals 6, and you can see it here, and then they give a function, y equals 4 ln of the quantity 3 minus x. And they graph that there. Okay. And the vertical line, x equals 2. And you can see the x equals 2 line on all this label right here. X equals 2 on the side here. All right, and that's great. And it says, find the area of R. All right, area of R is easy. All right, it is the integral from the start to the finish of the top function minus the bottom function. So if I do that, ooh, that's not what I was expecting. Hang on. I'm sorry, here, let me, I'm really struggling here this morning. All right, there we go. And so, yeah, this is why I don't prep usually. All right. It is this easy, guys, right here. From 0 to 2 of the top function, which is 6, minus the bottom function, which was 4 ln 3x, put dx, put parentheses outside of it. And if I take my calculator, all right,
I had to do that this time.
And you have to, all right.
You didn't give us the answer.
I didn't give you the answer. 6.81. People get them. 6.7. That is the answer. 4 decimal places. The integrant was a point. The answer was a point. All right. So there it is. That's letter A. Easy done. Easy peasy. All right. And whoops. I gather all this now and group it. Takes us to letter B. As fast as you can enter it. Find the volume of a solid generated when R is revolved around the line y equals 8. Okay, this is a little more complicated.
Then we assume circle then.
Not assume, it is. It says revolve.
Oh.
It says revolve, it has to be a circle. Here's what I did. I actually drew the picture up here, right up here if you look. All right? Y equals 8 is here. You got it now? I know volume is equal to AX dx, the integral of that. I know it's a washer because I can see a gap and a gap. And this is where it gets a little tough. Every time, Ri is 2. That's 8 minus 6. And again, it's always that because you have to you measure from the x-axis down here. Here, RO is 8 minus the function. So the function is that height here. All right? I always write out this, pi RO squared minus pi RI squared. And again, when I enter this, all right, I bring the pi and the O2 out. That is not worth a point this time. The irony here, guys, is the whole integrant's worth 2 points. You have to have everything. It's the top RO squared from here. It is the RI squared from here. All right, we do that. We take our calculator. Now, I like doing this too if you're careful. So I want you to look at what I did on my calculator.
Yes. Oh, wait.
Okay. Well, pi is a key. So my suggestion, there's 2 ways to do this. I actually entered the pi this time right here. If you look on your TI, it's up on the second. You can put that in and before the integral and make the integral. Everybody, you have to be wicked careful that you're entering this stuff correctly. All right? Now, if you think about the first answer being 6, it really I have no idea what the magnitude of this should be without putting in your calculator. When I get this answer. The answer is 168.1795, 4 decimal places. And again, the integrant was worth 2 points. The answer is worth a point. Okay?
Okay. 68. Yeah.
All right. So now, you think about it. We've earned 5 points. All right? We've earned 5 points. The last one's only worth 3. If you keep it up, the last one's worth 3. There's a point for correct limits in all 3 integrals. So listen, I will tell you right now, all three integrals go from 0 to 2. So if you have integrals on A, B, and C from 0 to 2, give yourself a point. Okay? So that is this one. All right, so now the last one, letter C. The region R is the base of a solid. For this solid, each cross-section perpendicular to the x-axis is a square. All right, volume equals ax dx. Don't get fancy. It can't be a circle. And again, I made a nice little picture for you. You look, this length L between the functions is the side of a square. The width of that square is dx. It's always the same formula here, ax dx, right? So I have my square, which I replace ax with L squared dx. What is L? Well, L is the distance between the function on top, the 6, function on the bottom, which is 4 and minus. So you make that. And here's where you just got to be wicked careful. You have to square all of this junk, right? And that's what I did here. So I write this. I put the dx outside, 0 to 2, volume equals. I grab my calculator. And I enter it. Again, being very careful to make sure I type it in correctly. I mean, taking 60 seconds to do this correct is way more important than grinding through. And I get an answer of 26.2666, I guess.
I had
Okay, and the good news, yeah, let me see what I got here. The good news is 2.266 was an answer and 2.667 was an answer, 267. So it gives you credit for both. And again, that's why we go 4 decimal places. All right, this is the answer. All right, and again, 3 points, 2 points for the integral, 1 for the answer. So again, limits, notation, that's the funny part. There's 1 point, but you got to have 0 to 2 on A, B, and C, and I would think you'd have to have the pi on letter B to get all 9. I think this problem from top to bottom is an easy AP problem. All 3. This is one you really, at this point, and we're a week away when we're taping this video. When you're a week away, this has to seem like a money problem, okay? Keep studying.